As unbelievable as it may sound, these clouds eventually form multiple star systems, planets, and maybe even life. In the outer edges of the cloud,
Maybe even life. These space clouds um, form uh,
these tiny
planets,
dust grains move their pulsar
stars,
particles.
and even life. Not God. There's no such thing, right? It's just like space clouds and evolution and the Big Bang. And it's all an accident. And she's really smart, and we can relate to her because she's like our age and she's a scientist. But I got bad news for you guys. This space that's supposed to be above us and all around us is a cartoon. Look, anything that you see that can be shown to us is a computer animation or Star Wars movie, and it just blows my mind to think that what's above us is not what we're told. It's not. We're not in this universe full of stars and planets and comets and meteors and moons and the sun. I mean, we have those things, but they don't. They're not in this depth, endless depth of space. Um, and it's been pounded into our heads, in my head, for so many years, my whole life, that it's hard to imagine that that is not there, even though I know that it's fake. um I walk around, kind of, part of me has just been programmed to think this is the realm that I exist in, that we all exist in, but it's not. And then so I can look something. This is what I want to make the video about, just one part of it. um this was in the movie, from the movie Star Wars, the original, the Death Star. And then this here is the moon Mimas, which orbits Saturn supposedly. Uh, you know, what can I say, man? Is it a coincidence? Um, or are they playing a game with us? That's ridiculous, man. Um, but the funny thing about it, uh, and again, I don't want the video to be about that, but there's a thing called predictive programming, or the idea is that the powers that be, the rulers of this world, the dark rulers of this world, not Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton and Vladimir Putin, but the real dark ones you don't see. Those in the front are just like puppets, man. I used to be a Trump supporter. Now I just see it's just a clown show, man. The whole thing's a puppet show. Just like this is fake. Politics are fake. Everything's fake. What we're taught in science is fake. The whole world is a lie because the devil is the god of this world. He is the father of lies, and his job is to deceive and get as many of us away from God as he can. And that's good for us. We get to prove ourselves. That's what we're doing here. Um, but like, so this could be that part of that they what they're doing um is lying to us. There needs to be It needs to be shown to us so that those of us who have open eyes can see. um I guess there's a limit to how strong the delusion can be, you know. If it's just an absolute um foolproof lie, it wouldn't be fair, I guess. I don't know, I'm just philosophizing there. But you know, this is a joke, man. So this is supposed to be like the real moon of Saturn, one of them, and this is the Death Star, and they look the same, man. Even the little dot in the middle is also there. This Death Star has like a dot, like right there. You see it? What a joke! And then here's just more about the predictive programming. If you watch this video, it's called "I the ISS is fake" on YouTube with a question mark. I've seen this before. It's hilarious. This is a still image. So they're supposed to be like orbiting the Earth in the International Space Station. Look at this guy. Is he capable to go up, handle the rocket trip up there? You know, a little old, little weak guy. Him, I don't know. But what they do, they'll be like, they always have to prove to you that they're in a weightlessness, and then he like threw his hat and it just kind of flipped around and he can catch it and do little tricks, and they look like they're weightless. I think they're hanging from strings or something upside. They could be hanging upside down. That's why everything seems to be kind of pushed up to give the illusion of weightlessness. But then the glitch that happened, the bust for them is that this guy also had an object that he like takes from here and transfers from this hand to this hand, and then he put it there. Only problem is the computer didn't generate the object he's supposed to be moving that isn't really there, that it's using to make it look like, like a green screen, whatever. Like that hat isn't really there either, probably. If it's floating around like that, they're superimposing it on top of this image. So his didn't work. So you just see him like pass this hand to this hand, like as though there's an object in their hand, but there's nothing there. They can't be that dumb to allow this kind of mistake to come to the public eye. Why wasn't it just deleted and thrown away? So they have to show us that they're lying about things so that we have a fair fighting chance. Because God is ultimately in control, and all this is it's for our good and to prove what we were made of, you know. And man, it's not easy. This world is full of temptations and lies, and it's hard to stay faithful to God. Um, but when you realize that you're not alone in this empty universe, and that God is above you, and angels and saints looking down, you're being monitored. You start acting differently. But the world doesn't want you to think that. The God of this world wants you to think you're alone in space and nobody's watching. That's why they do this stuff. Here's more predictive programming. This is like a book cover made in 1983. Book cover. Look at this, man. Like something is struck. Oh, this is part of the building falling off. That's like the point where the airplane struck on 9/11, and then this one is on fire too. There's damage there. You know, again, they're showing you what's gonna happen too. Sometimes predictive programming shows you before it happens. If you Google like 9/11 predictive program, you're gonna see all kinds of stuff, videos too. Also in the movie Armageddon, meteors struck the twin towers in the exact locations where the planes supposedly struck and brought them down. And that was Bruce Willis was in that movie. It was made way before 9/11. Weird, man. So they not only reveal to you what they're doing, but they can um, show you what they're gonna do ahead of time. Something on this scale. This was a big thing, man, and they set it up exactly on 9/11. Even like The Simpsons. So here's the New York 9/11, the Twin Towers, 9/11, Simpsons. What the heck, man? These guys really are good at what they do, but not perfect at what they do. So we have a fair fighting chance. This is where we are. God above, heaven of heavens, above our sky, above the clouds and sun, moon, and stars that we see, which is in our firmament. There's waters above the firmament itself, and the sun, moon, and stars are all in there, and earth, and below here's Sheol. So they don't want you to know. This is the truth. All this, when you look at the stars at night, they're on a flat plane. Also, there's no parallax where you'd see any depth really. In 5,000 years, the constellations have never changed, not even by one little girl's hair. The Orion is still Orion. The Big Dipper is Big Dipper. They're all in the same spot. If we're in this universe of moving planets, like a result of a Big Bang explosion, it should be changing. Doesn't matter how far it is. I watched another video that shows how much the sun travels in your lifetime. It's like if it was this sun in 100 years, it would go from here to like off the screen. you know, not far off the screen, but enough to notice, you know, but we never know it. Nothing moves up there. It's all stuck to this. There's no depth to space, as we're told. So something to keep in mind. And I'm walking around, and I have to remind myself that this is where I live, on a stage, on a battlefield, and there's war being waged against us for ownership of our souls, who we belong to. Are we gonna sell out and be slaves of the demons, or are we gonna stay strong to the end and stay faithful to God, the best of our ability, through Christ? We can overcome.